Hi folks, and welcome to this new IndexGain tutorial video showing you how to use the Player Base Scores report. And now this is a brand new report that has been refreshed from the previous version of the Base Scores report. The one that you may have been using prior to the time of recording will have been based off the old matrix from the 18-19 season, and the matrix has changed, as you know, for the 19-20 season. So the whole base scores report and how the base score had been calculated had to be refreshed. So let's dive into the report, and the first thing to note is the ability to view all the data in a variety of ways. So you can choose to view the players' data even if they're in the squad, which is how Football Index do their scoring, or participated, so which includes a substitute appearance, or players who've just played a full game. You may also want to view players that just started a game or played a certain number of minutes. We're going to leave this on participated, which is the default figure. You can also choose to view all time, so all the data has been updated to reflect this season's matrix, as well as switch between the different seasons. So worth bearing in mind that you can slice and view the data in various different ways. So on the first section, or the top section, you will find a list of all the players on Football Index sorted by their base average. Now, what is the base average? A base score is essentially the score that the player has achieved during a match minus points that they've got, or what we call bonus points for goals, game-winning goals, assists, clean sheets, and then win or loss points. So players who have been awarded those points, if you took away all of those points, what score have you left with? And that's what we class as the base score. So at the top we have a bunch of metrics and Football Index related information to help you just view and compare players at a glance, sorted by the base average. You can also then just choose to sort by base is greater than 225, so this tells you which players have scored over 225 points without any goals, game-winning goals, assists, clean sheets and so forth, and how many times they've achieved that score this season. And as you can see, Tony Cruz here has achieved a base score of 225 points on 4 occasions. So if I just select Tony Cruz, and the bottom section here now breaks down all of his matches this season and shows me his base score as well as his bonus score and what his actual match day or PB score was, and whether he actually won any dividends, and then followed by all the different pieces of information which makes up his score. Really clear and easy to kind of understand. So if I just select another player, Rodrigo Hernandez of Man City, and now I can see that he achieved a base score of 124, which included a minus 15 for the loss, and his final PB score was 109. And so you can start looking at players who have high base scores and seeing how likely it is that they're going to achieve a winning score. There's a separate BuzzPro report to view winning scores by position. And so let's have a look at some of the filters here at the bottom. So if we just want to see base scores, and we just want to see midfielders, and we want to view all players up to £2.50, less than, let's say, 28 years old, and now their base average. I want to view players who have at least an average of around 80 points. This is just by doing things like passing, crossing, key passes, tackling, clearances, interceptions, ball recoveries, all those kind of actions on the scoring matrix. And also I want to view a bonus average. So I want to view players who at least do something. They at least get an assist or a clean sheet or a goal or even game-winning goals. So their bonus average has to be around the 20 mark. You can also choose to filter it by PB average. So I'm going to view players who have got a high average. I'm going to go 100. So now I've got a list of midfielders who match this criteria, and I can sort by base average. Sorry, just base average. And now I can see Brozovic is my top player based on this filtering criteria that I've set for myself. So I can see Brozovic, Cyprian, Golovin, Pellegrini, Arthur. They're my players who have a really high base average and also have a decent bonus average. So these are players who pick up a lot of win points or pick up a lot of goal points. I can now view here that Brozovic, whilst his goals are low, they're in red, but his game-winning goals and his assists, so his base score is good, but he's heavily reliant on game-winning goals, or he's heavily reliant on assists. So I can see here, who's this player? Pellegrini. Pellegrini, whilst he gets a lot of win points, he doesn't score that often, but he gets a lot of assists. So therefore, he's a good playmaker, and he's heavily reliant on Roma scoring a lot of goals and him being the creative playmaker for those goals. He needs to contribute to those goals. So you can start then slicing and you can start going, right, okay, let me sort by assists. These are players now who have a decent base average. They also have a decent bonus average, but also which particular action are they particularly good at. So you can then start sorting by goals, and you can see here McGinn fits my criteria and he scores goals. So this might be a player that might potentially add to my watch list, or look to actually start researching that player in a little bit more detail. Now you can see here a couple of things here for McGinn is that he's never actually achieved a base score of over 175. So whilst he has a okay-ish base average, it's not quite enough to probably compete with others in that price range. So this is how you use the base scores report to slice and dice the data. You can view all the match scores in the bottom plotter here, and you can start sorting each of these as well to find out which particular game did this particular player do very well in, and is he do these scores happen more frequently, or what influences his scores or his bonus scores? What does he have to do? Is it just assists, or does he have to actually score and actually make sure that that goal is a game-winning goal? Sometimes those things happen very rarely. So does this price actually reflect the opportunity to win dividends? So that's how you use the base scores report. Very, very useful for those who want to find players that have a decent score, get involved in a lot of match actions, but also have that little bit extra attacking intent where they can pick up the odd assist or goal or even game-winning goal. And if you're looking at defenders, you want to find players from teams that win a lot and also are able to keep a high volume of clean sheets. And also, if they're involved in other match actions, you want to see base scores that are relatively high compared to other players in that position also. So head over to BuzzPro now, access the player base report in the suite of player analysis reports that we've got on the website. If you're not a premium member, sign up, go to the IndexGain website, sign up for a monthly, small monthly fee, and there's a host of tools that you can use on the website. It's not just data, there's also portfolio management tools, there's also price alerts, there's also news alerts, so you can set up keywords for all your players and be alerted as soon as news breaks for those players, whether it's during a match or even if it's transfer related. So head over to IndexGain, sign up, and then once you've signed up, make sure you also join our Slack community. Thanks for watching.